Y'all run into that, y'all forget about the timelines, and y'all don't care about that stuff when y'all recite these books. It's just like we just reading a book like Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Like that somebody said I never even read the Bible. I read that mug plenty times. You know what I'm saying? I've been in church school since, and I understood it each time I've read it. The last time I read it, I understood it so deeply that it's powerful. I get it. It's a spell book. It's a book full of spells. Words are spells. The etymology of words is dangerous. So this what we doing. This what we playing with. We playing with magic like that. You understand? They playing with it. You feel me?
That just means you talk back and forth. I want to have a conversation.
No, stop it. He broke it down.
Okay.
Now, this religious dude want to try to wrap him back to that religious shit.
You said you understood the book, right?
And look, before he said that, he just said, see, it turned into a Bible thing. I was just trying to deal with logic.
Understood these scriptures and
but y'all see who room this is, of course it's going to turn into some Bible shit.
Deep things of this book that no man of a carnal mind can understand. We already know that. Because God said the Spirit reveals the Spirit.
Oh, shut up. And then you notice, and there's no title up there. It just says whose room it is, and they automatically start talking about the Bible and God and stuff, because that's all the fuck she talk about, and that's all the fuck she claimed to know. So they ain't talking about nothing else. And then when they do talk about something else, it's gonna get sent back to the Bible somehow, or somehow so-called God gotta have something to do with that. Watch. Now, after all this, and this is the whole point while I'm recording this, because after all this knowledge that she gains from these brothers on her panel, because that's what these women do, is blood suck knowledge from men all day. After she blood sucks all this knowledge, I'm going to pop up and I'm going to ask her, so what did you learn from all of these men? And out of all of this stuff they just said here and talked about, what is your conclusion? What do you conclude from all of this? She going to have nothing to say. She going to try to argue with me instead of just giving a direct answer. Watch.
By God or influence.
Because she ain't gonna have no direct answer. It's all just bullshit. She's a Bigo agent. Her job is to distract people from the truth by keep on talking about this religion and God bullshit. See what I'm saying? But she has no knowledge of God. All she does is read scriptures to try to contradict somebody. You know what I'm saying? When I'm the one who showed her how many contradictions there are in the Bible, and then all she does is try to contradict you with scripture. So what are you doing but what I've already shown you is in the Bible? Contradict yourself and the book. Anyway.
Entire world where the scriptures written inside comes to pass. And I'm talking about the deep things. Like people calling themselves the Messiah.
See?
The earthquakes.
Niggas hating.
Earthquakes. All of the stuff that's naturally happening in the earth. Everything.
And niggas trying to call my name because they want me to pull up. Niggas want me to pull up and set them straight. And he probably an agent working with this chick trying to get me to come up.
For a time that's written for I learned that through confident pages of the scriptures you might have hope. All of those stuff and stories that happen to these people are true. Like the 7
when you get grown and you
get
old enough, don't you understand?
Tell me how the fuck you got a talking donkey in the Bible? Jonah was in the belly of a whale for 3 days. Jesus supposed to come down out the sky in fiery chariots and... Come on, man. This is all true? Okay.
Once you care enough to understand, you start realizing that some of this stuff is fairy tales and parables giving you personifications on a guide how to do things. It's a story. It's not really real.
Now they're not even gonna accept the fact of what he just said. It's a story. It's not really real, but somehow it got to be real.
He's talking about the people that see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading this stuff, but I really don't see what's going on.
Exactly.
I'm hearing this stuff,
but
I don't.
Because you reading and hearing as a blind believer.
Wax gross. That's why he said, these people honor me with their mouth, but their hearts are far from me. That's why.
Okay, so let me ask you another question.
So it's just like a bunch of false
You never
places.
answered my question when you said the only book, right? Because was books that was. So you telling me all of the scrolls and all of the history that was recorded and documented, because that ain't nothing but testimonies of other people's histories and stories.
Right. And it wasn't actual history because there's no dates. Like you said, testimonies. That's about all it was.
Before that was, those scrolls was even turned into that book. You get what I'm saying? Those scrolls was written those places, like on walls, temples, everywhere. Those are the books written in stone right there. So I don't know, like, you didn't answer, was that first or was that the only one, and was it the first one? And I don't feel like that was the only one, and I don't feel like it was the first book written by what you call God.
Okay, look.
Teach.
When you look, let's I think I know where you like get confused at. Take man and put it to the side. Alright? We're gonna put man to the side.
How the fuck you gonna put yourself to the side?
The Spirit of God.
Oh my God.
Move inside.
You hear this shit?
To do whatever God wants him to do, because God is a spirit. He can manifest himself on anybody who he wants to manifest on.
So why don't he manifest himself on the devil and have the devil stop all the evil that the devil's doing? Come on, man. You see how stupid that sound?
Gods with an S, plural.
Okay.
Not one God.
Follow God. Yes, and that's written too, brother. Like,
See?
you know what I'm saying?
So how you gonna contradict? Is it God or gods?
What's his name? Pharaoh. He believed in gods too. You know what I'm saying? And they
niggas are so
wrote,
corny,
like you just
man.
said, all they hieroglyphics on the wall. But this book is like a spiritual hieroglyph.
No, it's like a stolen hieroglyph, nigga. Fuck you talking about spiritual. See, that word spiritual to them means made up or imaginary. Whenever they say that word spiritual, that means spooky or some made up shit. So whenever you can't explain something, just call it spiritual.
It's just a different kind of, it's more modernized. You feel me?
Modernized, exactly.
Stuff that
A
everybody
newer
speaks
version of old
is
shit.
already written in the scriptures. But it takes the Spirit of God to show you the stuff that's written.
No, it takes a manipulation of a preacher to trick you out of the knowledge of yourself and then get you to believe in some spooky shit that he can't even prove. That's why he's calling it spiritual, because he can't prove it.
Right, because I know I poisoned people before and shit, right?
Oh,
So,
now I'm going to give you a testimony. Go ahead.
so listen, if I poison you, if I'm used to poisoning people, and I know what this poison does, and I give you this poison, and I got the cure to this poison, right? And now I write a book and I tell you, oh man, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, this gonna happen, and you like, how you know all that's gonna happen? And you don't know I poisoned people before, so I ain't telling you that part like, yeah, I did this before. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, is I can give you a problem or a poison and come through and be the cure, like Superman. That is the basic art of war when it come down to explaining how did they predict this and how did they predict that. They didn't predict anything. They didn't predict it because they caused it. They knew it was going to happen because they set it up like that. They planned for us to be walking around right now with guns and doing all this. They started planning that shit 500, 700, 900 years ago, 1,000 years ago. So we living out their story. So yeah.
And I've been manifesting that recently too. I was showing how Revelations and the whole Bible is basically their agenda that they got us trying to live out. Yeah, I've been injecting that to the minds of the people.
About all of the families that's not looking at Harry Potter books like that, and look how they living around these people that think it's a game. They not going to pay attention and be aware enough to say, man, they caught up on the story. So go ahead.
All right, now look. You think that this book is like something that a man created a long time ago because he predicted all this stuff was going to happen?
That's exactly what it is.
Right. I think that's true.
What are you talking about?
You know why I think that's true?
See?
Because God was in that man.
See, he's trying to play the 10% role. Nigga, you can't know the truth and still believe in the fucking lie. Like, what are you talking about, man? He's trying to take the truth and twist it into his lies. See, you're right about that. But you know what that means? See, it means that... And then try to twist his truth and blend it in with his lies. No, bro, stop doing that, man. That's that trickery shit right there.
That shit happened to the people in Egypt or in Africa, or do you think that shit happened to the people in America, a
See,
mix-up?
and the thing is though, people be trying to act like they know the truth, but nigga, you don't bear witness to the truth. You can know it, that don't mean that you show it. You know what I'm saying? So you can know all day. That don't mean that you living it out and applying it properly.
This slavery, this war, this craft,
And you notice the host ain't saying nothing because she has no knowledge to teach. All she's doing is listening to all these men and blood sucking their knowledge. Now listen, after all of this that was just said, even you hear me commentating, I'm pretty sure y'all drawing up understanding in y'all mind. Now, if the host is sitting here listening to all of this, shouldn't she be coming up with some kind of conclusion? Now watch when I come on and ask her what the fuck are they talking about, or what is whatever. She ain't have nothing to say. I'm just listening. I mean, and I'm just blood sucking is what the fuck you doing.
trick them. Finesse. Great finesse. Magic. Where you go, bro? Come back now. Your mic kicked out. Get on back here. Great finesse. So we really Indians, y'all. We not Africans. We don't know nothing about Africa. We don't know nothing about that. Our history started 300 years ago.
Look. Just hold on. I'm finna break you down. All right. See, God told
He about
us
to take what he say and twist
He
it.
told us to be holy. All right. That's it. All right. He want us to be holy because that's why he said, "Blessed and holy is he who make the first resurrection." When we all do come back in this world, does do
Nigga
what it's
preaching,
supposed
man.
to do and all of this. Blessed and holy is that's the only people that's gonna make it. That's
Really?
period. Right? So when I say God told us to be holy, Jesus Christ was holy. So when we follow Christ, we follow the ways of holiness that's gonna get us to the kingdom with him.
Stop it.
That's
Now,
why I
if
say,
I was to hit him with Corinthians 3:16 right now, he'd be like, well,
because this stuff goes against the fleshly desires of man. It even goes against the governments of the world. That's why when you say Jesus Christ, when you say the name of God, when you say anything on air, they like to
Christ is
censor it. They don't like it. It makes them tremble. People actually kill folks for being Christians. As it says in the book, even in Second Maccabees, I think it's Second Maccabees, when the 7 sons of that woman and her kids, they all had to be tortured by the king because they would go against the laws of God. Whenever you're trying to obey the laws of God, I'm not trying to say you specifically, but it's certain people that have the same characteristics as you. They try to debunk the Bible. They try to make it to be fake. They try to tell people that it's not real and all of this stuff.
Man.
But everything
See
that
how,
men
look,
do,
he just agreed with him about this and that, and then be like, oh, people try to make it seem like it ain't fake and like it ain't real, and come on, man.
say that a certain type of people wrote this because it's talking about them too. It's already them and them too.
Where? But they reacting. But let me ask you a question. Read what I just put in the comments, though. Is it possible that they
niggas don't read.
reacting, that they're replaying a storyline that they had already done and they reacted? They got us reacting out a story that basically they already did it already. But they just bringing it back over and over, just like new shoes, new clothes, that shit ain't new. This what it is now listen, the Moses, this is how you know too, because right in the beginning they gave it to you, knocked out Enoch, and then put Moses, and then now next thing you know, you got these Moors calling themselves Moses and shit, and they doing the same story. You get what I'm saying? Let us free. All that shit is the same story. People haven't caught on to it.
No.
You know who that author was?
The so-called Israelites is stealing the Moors' doctrine and trying to claim nationality and all of that shit. What's your nationality, brother? And they got that fake-ass 12 tribes chart, which is not nationality. That's some made-up shit coming from the fucking Bible.
Nothing new under the sun. They gonna be like, this is new. No, there is nothing new under the sun. That's why God has blockage in the Bible so it can debunk everything man thinking, because he created man mind. He know what you gonna do.
Okay, so let me ask you since you know the book like that, where in the book does it talk about what I'm talking about right now?
Right.
Right. I think I get what you're saying, but you still ain't addressing
exactly. Ask for the show and prove, because niggas be trying to front like they know some shit and they really don't.
In the book, the story, they did this story already to some other people in Africa and Europe. They already replayed like a script.
I didn't say specifically that.
No, listen to what I'm saying. It's already rewritten because it was like a script, and now they have us playing it out. So where in the Bible does it come where they came over here to a new land and lied to some people and told them that they was slaves, but they never was slaves, and then turned them into like it was a war, and then they took the babies and say, oh, these kids is we're gonna tell them they're slaves until they find out that they're just captives of a war.
That's the thing, brother. You're going into your own imagination with this now.
Your vain imagination.
Listen,
so you lean on your vain imagination.
That happened 300 years ago. All this other stuff that y'all saying happened before the houses were BCs. Y'all don't know that happened. Listen, bro. Y'all don't know that stuff happened in the Bible. Y'all was not there. Y'all don't know that stuff happened. Y'all don't got no ancestors that can.
Exactly. All they can do is believe that it happened. They have no proof. It's all belief. That's why when it all boiled down to it, do you believe, brother? See, you don't even believe. You don't believe. Yeah, because you have to believe in this spooky shit.
He made us
There's no
for
proof
his
to
glory.
it. No proof. You have to
Alone,
believe.
He made us for his glory. And we did not receive him as God. So what did God do? He said, you forsake me,
How can God make a people and they not acknowledge who the fuck he is? Nigga, he made you. How the fuck do you not acknowledge your creator? I mean, how could it even be possible is what I'm saying. Who the fuck else is there besides God for them to acknowledge? God is only one God, right? Who else is there for them to acknowledge but the one that made him? Place no other gods beside me. So obviously God ain't the only God. But anyway.
Go ahead, bro.
Don't say innocent.
I'd like to ask him, if he says it was made up for.
Now, come on now. We've been listening like 15 minutes now. They didn't drop a whole lot of information. There's a whole lot of stuff. If I ask her about, she should be able to have something to say about something. Watch when I jump on and I ask her. She's gonna try to argue with me because I kicked off my page yesterday, so she ain't gonna answer a direct question.
Some of y'all that was.
But now I see her. She opens up a page like I can get people on my page, and look who's here. A bunch of dudes, a bunch of men. Ain't no females here because you're supposed to be teaching the sisters. Sister, your job is not to teach no men. As you can see, all of these men on this panel are way wiser than you. So you're not teaching them anything. If anything, you're learning from them. But the way you're doing it is that you're blood sucking all their knowledge. That's what she does. She sits back all quiet, try to tell people like she's directing shit. Go ahead, so and so, go ahead. Like she sits back, man, quiet, don't say shit. Blood suck all these people information, and then after they say everything they say, all she can do is say, well, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that that's true. See, I don't believe that. And then all you could do is say that you don't believe something or not. Like, get the fuck out of here. Where's your knowledge? After all that information they just dropped on this panel, all you gotta say is whether you believe what they said or not. You know what I mean? That's all you have. That's all you can say is your opinion, whether you believed what they said or not. Because it's all based upon belief, not facts. They dropped a whole lot of facts in here that you can document as facts beyond whether you believe or not. They dropped some facts. But when I ask her about everything they just said, she ain't going to say nothing about the facts that was spoken. She's going to talk about whether she believed or agreed with whatever was said or not. You know what I mean? Like it's all based upon whether you believe or agree or not. Like, come on, man. This is foolishness, man.
Europeans look like Europeans and stuff like that. Africans look like Africans. And Americans look like Americans. That's what we all know. It's a difference. In our subconscious, we all can tap into knowing that that's a difference. How long has it been like that? For as long as we can remember. So we don't know if it was like that way before we can even remember. And I'm saying that it is. And if it is, y'all had a problem with Arabs and Europeans a long time ago. The Africans had a problem with Arabs and Europeans a long time ago. Y'all never had a problem with us. Y'all always had a problem with Arabs and Europeans. They always been coming into y'all land, treating y'all, doing y'all real bad. Now, once whatever they did to y'all, they came over to America and said, hey, y'all, this was y'all. This y'all cousins. This y'all brothers. This y'all. And we saw pictures and shit and was like, okay, they brown like us. Maybe. But we didn't know that, nah. We didn't know. They was already technology. They already had all this shit. We didn't know, so we just went with the, okay. But it wasn't the truth. That was some other people. They had did Africans dirty, bad, for years. I feel sorry for what they did to y'all people. But they didn't do that to our people. We went through a different struggle with these people, with these Arabs, with these Europeans, and with y'all. Y'all started working with them. After them doing y'all like that for so long, yeah, you got some people that was going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm just going, you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, plenty of people from Ghana and Nigeria that was working with the Arabs and that was working with the Europeans. Plenty of y'all. Moors.
That's a fact.
Plenty of y'all. And when y'all came over to America, shit, y'all was just trying to escape that shit. And some of y'all was with the shit. But they was running a play on the people in America that they had already practiced with y'all over centuries.
Peace.
They was running a finesse on us.
Ooh.
And they still running it on us. And we not catching on to that shit. And y'all act like y'all, some of y'all know the play, and some of y'all ain't catching on to it too. But some of y'all know the play. That's why Americans got to be careful about y'all, because some of y'all know what's going on. Some of y'all know, like, damn, what this brother saying is true, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Like, and y'all dangerous.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a figgity. That's a fact.
Well, you probably ain't one of the bad Africans then. Because some of them Africans already know, like, shit, yeah, we heard of that, we know about that. Like, yeah, y'all know. Y'all ancestors played our ancestors, and y'all was working with the enemy trying to get out they in captivity. And y'all trying to... Man, come on, man. Y'all still doing slavery. Y'all still enslaving each other, sending each other from Libya right now to Europe. Right now, y'all still in captivity in Europe. Africans still doing that shit. Still going on. It ain't never stopped. It just they hiding it right now. You know, that shit ain't happening to Americans. Americans just over here getting shot by police. We doing the same shit we've been doing. Listen, we doing the same shit we've been doing for years, getting shot by police because they've been coming into our land doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? They been popping us and shit. But y'all been getting slaved. We ain't never got slaved. They just took our land. They never even took y'all land. They just came in y'all land and, you know what I'm saying? They really took y'all land, but they never took y'all land. They took our land. They came in here and told us, hey, this how to move. This is what you gonna do now. This is what you gonna do now. Niggas was been just dumb, like, all right, and then how y'all gonna tell it? Because we know God. We know who created all this shit. And read this book. This book gonna tell you everything. And we was like, what? A book? We don't know how to read books? The fuck is that? A cover? You got paper and shit? How you make this like this? We ain't know none of that shit. Y'all came with that shit. The Africans, the Arabs, and
I wouldn't say we didn't know how to read books, but, you know what I'm saying, these white people came with some new shit.
Y'all was trying to say they was an original tribe and shit, and they was going to war with y'all for that shit. Like, y'all lying like a motherfucker. We been here. We got our own history. Asians had their own history going back as far as Brahma to the Buddha, and the Buddha was
a black man.
As a black person. So they was like, man, you ain't finna X us out and say we came from them breeding with these people with that. No, that ain't how we got here. And they went to war with y'all over that shit. Buddha was African. That's all I really.
Teach. See, that brother's just dropped mad knowledge in history. Y'all heard all of that, man? Like, come on now. All of that is being soaked up by the host. Now, when I asked, what the fuck did she learn from all of this information? Watch her be dumbfounded and talk about some God, Jesus, dumb shit.
And then the sad part about it is all of the information so that came from the land that y'all in. all the sacred, all the shit. The
See,
Bible.
and the reality is that people try to take all of this information and all of this stuff that they learn and still try to make it fit with their God scheme. Still try to make it fit with their fake belief in a fake God. They still try to make it real somehow. Like, get out of here, man.
Worshipping God in America or United States, whatever you want to say.
See?
You don't believe before.
No, listen, not before.
Listen, the host finally said something, and she said something in opposition of all of that information he just said. See what I'm saying? All she has to say is something in opposition after that brother just dropped all of that knowledge.
The bear, we was like on some land natural, we was on some humanitarian natural shit, you know what I'm saying? The spy, we was into stars, skies, land, the birds, the bees, the trees, we was crying over shit dying. We was having rituals for shit, you get what I'm saying? We was praying to the first.
See, now she telling somebody else to talk because she has nothing to say. All she has is oppositions. Now, and she does it purposely. Now, after this man spoke 25 minutes and dropped all that knowledge, she'll come in with a disagreement. Now, what is he supposed to go another 25 minutes dropping a whole bunch of knowledge, and then you come with another disagreement? She's a bloodsucker, man. All she does is bloodsuck all of their information. That's all she's doing.
Okay, so listen, let me ask you a question. If you
Come on, man.
put a face on any...
That man just sat here and dropped all of that information. She didn't learn shit. All she did is just oppose what he said after 25 fucking minutes of building and teaching.
Which would be which? Who would be the Aztec, Incas, and the Mayans? And who would be the Olmecs right now to this day?
I don't know. They don't know nothing about that shit.
Closest. Today? Yeah, closest. But first, you have to understand racial migrations.
Oh, shut
and,
up,
genealogy. These are things you're not really touching on. See what I'm saying?
Oh, my
the Native
God.
American.
I said include that. Who do you think? Go ahead.
The Native Indian is a mixture of Asiatic and Africans. The Asiatic and the African produced the Native American. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
When the
That don't make sense.
To the Americas, they encountered
How did... Oh, my God.
America from the last ice age.
Oh, hell, he really fucked up now.
Okay.
Oh, hell no. All of that shit is bullshit.
Chronology. You know what I'm saying? This is how
whose chronology?
The Native Indian came to be.
The Native Indian came from Asiatics and so-called Africans. So two different people from two lands made the natives of America.
Right, so
make sense. How does that make sense?
Is, right, continental Africans, they had their own slavery. You know what I'm saying? They were being enslaved. While blacks in America were being enslaved, they were also being enslaved. See what I'm saying? It was a global domination of...
The so-called Indians here were exiled from India 16,000 years ago. You understand? Like, come on, man.
The papal bull. The papal bull gave... was it Henry? No. What's his name? It was a Portuguese explorer. Right, in 1452, Pope Nicholas V issued a papal bull ordering him to go into Africa and the world and capture all black people and condemn them to perpetual servitude. That means that we would be enslaved. We would be slaves forever, permanently, even till today. That's still going on. See what I'm saying? So
let me ask you. You said 14 what?
In 1452.
So are you familiar with Al Andalus?
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, so anyway, man, I'm not going to wait a whole nother 25 minutes for her to fucking interject with a disagreement and try to bloodsuck some more knowledge out of this man. I'm going to come on and I'm going to warn him that he's being bloodsucked. But first, I'm going to bomb her and show and prove that she had nothing to teach. And if she allows me to stay on long enough, I'm going to let this dude know that he's being bloodsucked. And this is just what she does. She bloodsucks people's information. Now, look at her title. It says, deprogram to reprogram. What are you deprogramming when all you're doing is you still believe in the fucking Bible? So you're still programmed. You're not deprogrammed, and you don't have no real knowledge, so you can't reprogram anybody with some new shit. So what the fuck are you talking about? See what I'm saying? It's false. It's all false. Like, really, man. Now watch the reality when I bust in the
Listen,
room and drop the fucking facts.
In the 14,
Watch the bullshit.
Up to the 1500s, it was people being enslaved through Libya, right then and there. That's what like Grenada and stuff like that. Are you familiar with being enslaved by Arabs first before Europeans?
Right. The Arab slave trade or the Arab slave trade lasted 1,500 years.
Right. I'm saying that.
Watch this. I'm about to type in the chat. How come the host isn't? How come the host isn't adding on any knowledge? She ain't gonna have shit to say. I'll watch her say some corny shit. I'm just listening. Yeah, because you're blood sucking them. That's why.
1500. You kind of get what I'm saying? And that was the period of what I'm talking about, where Africans was in cahoots with Europeans and Arabs. So by the time they came over to America, it was already these was already traders, bro. They was already traders. They became traders in Europe.
Right.
They became black Europeans.
Right.
Right. So these Africans who captured other Africans, they did so under the orders of Europeans who were
Under
controlling
the
them at
order
time.
of Arabs.
Right, Arabs and Europeans. Right, they really had no choice. It's either they would send their people to go capture other Africans, or they too would be captured and taken into slavery. So really, they had no choice. You know what I'm saying? And we have to be careful when we use the term African. We can't really disassociate ourselves from the continent of Africa, because that's where life began. See what I'm saying? If you want to claim to be the first person on Earth, the original man, the pure humans and all that, you have to claim to be African, because that's where life began, in Central East Africa. See what I'm saying?
I feel like that is where they started the life of history began. When they started recording his story, that's when the life of history began. I don't think that's when the life of mankind, like human essence or life, began. I believe that's the life of when history began. The books, the scrolls, all of the governments, everything right there started in Africa. All of that shit started in Africa, not humans, not people. Not animals, not dogs, not cats, not birds, bees, trees, not none of that.
I mean, the people have to be there to actually document the history, right? And the history is based upon what they see and observe in their environment, right? So the people got to be there too, bro. I mean, come on now.
Listen to anthropologists, archaeologists, and historians. You know what I'm saying? And the vast majority.
See, this conversation getting deep. I don't even want to interject, because I'm learning some shit right now.
Who are unbiased in their research, they all agree that life began in Africa. See what I'm saying? In the wetlands, in a region called Lake Victoria, right? Lake Victoria.
I would love to hear more about that. That's something I have heard about, but I never got no details on it. But I definitely would love to hear about that. You know what I'm saying? So. And then he said, so you don't believe in the flood? Yeah, I believe it was a flood, but not like what they saying. I believe that they're telling you a story. It's like Telegram. They're telling you a story. They keep on giving you somebody else's version of somebody else's version of somebody else's version of it. They're not giving you the original thing. But yeah, I believe it was floods. I believe that something that was a light flood. That without technology, they thought the whole world flooded. And all it takes is for your area to get flooded and be fucked up that bad. You damn near gonna believe the whole damn world flooded. You get what I'm saying? So you ain't been over the whole world.
Here we
So
go.
you don't believe that all of the continents were connected at one time?
Yeah, I do.
You don't believe that?
Yeah, I believe they still connected right now. If you take away all the water
See,
right now, they still
now,
connected.
now notice when he was talking about everything
So
he
why
knows,
don't
she
you
had nothing to
believe
say.
that,
But now it's about
everything could
beliefs.
have originated in Africa, even though it wasn't called Africa during that time period?
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm familiar with the
See,
Ethiopia.
now she wanna ask a question based upon belief. But all the knowledge he just dropped, she ain't asked nothing about that. But it's but once he used the word believe, okay, I can jump in on that. So you don't believe that? Like shut up, man.
Right
Fucking
now,
belief shit. Believe. You
where,
don't
let me
believe.
see. Zoom out, though.
This is the region where the vast majority of the academic world
Zoom out so I can see where it's at. It's by Uganda. Zoom out.
in the wetland. Right here. It's a landlocked area. Right here. This is also the largest body of fresh water in the world, this region here. And this region, the Kemetic people, the people of ancient Egypt, they have scrolls and documents saying that they originate from this region. This is the source of the Nile Valley. The water from here flows upwards to the Nile Valley. See what I'm saying? And the Kemetic people say that they came from this region, a place called the Valley of the Mountains of the Moons. The reason why it's called Valley of the Mountains of the Moons is because in this region here is where the tallest mountain in Africa is. It's called Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro is called the ice-capped mountains because the mountain is so highly elevated that the top of it snow falls because it's so high in the sky. See what I'm saying? So they call it the ice-capped mountains. This is where life began, in this region here, the wetlands. And from here, from this region here, they went upwards into the Nile Valley, into Egypt. And then from Egypt, they went over here into West Asia. And over here is where Buddhism began. Buddha was an African. The first people to migrate out of Africa did so around 70,000 years ago. And they went to this region here in what is now like West Asia. And then, of course, they migrated, and they went across. I got a map here to show you the right. So let's bring it here. This is the map, right? So life began here, and then they migrated across, and then we can see as they migrated, different races emerged. See what I'm saying? These are different races that emerged, and some races emerged differently because of the Ice Age. Around 10 or 15,000 years ago, there was an ice age.
Now, does it say any of that in the Bible? No.
The ice in the North and South Poles is evident of that. So I'm saying that the ice in the North and South Poles is
that Ice Age shit is bullshit. But anyway,
Africans who traveled to different parts of the world, they were trapped in those parts of the world because of the ice cap, giant ice caps.
You got Eskimos that are in Antarctica and Alaska right now, and they darker than me. So don't give me that. Oh, lack of sunlight. That's why they became lighter. No, that's false.
So I'm saying this is how different races emerged because of the last ice age. Now, when the ice caps melted, Africans went into the world again to civilize the world. And this is why many scholars and historians say that Africans civilized the world twice, because they went out into the world once, and then the ice age happened, and then they went back into the world to civilize the world again. See what I'm saying?
Where did they go? What they go underground or something? What he went underground?
See what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you 200,000 years worth of history in as short as I can.
You can't do that. You can't do that because you're missing out so many details. And when you pull in these other details, they will debunk the shit that you're saying as far as the Ice Age and all that shit.
You get what I'm saying? Can you imagine nobody talks about it? Like nobody talked about it. They too busy talking about the Bible. And that's what I be telling people. The Bible ain't got nothing to do with that shit. It has nothing to do with that. That right there is more of where they need to lean towards, not the Bible, not religious books. Religious books don't tell you about this. You know what I'm saying? Once you put all of the history together over the world, then you can actually get a better grasp of what you're talking about right there, of which people would have been which people would have been this, how did these people get here, where did this get there, what time was it, what time did they recorded the first sightings or the first evidence of these people leaving anything or being cited. You get what I'm saying? Like monuments, artifacts, even stuff that can be manipulated and lied and said that it's this person's, but it's really not, which is like, you know, like artifacts, statues.
It's a pyramid. See how giant that pyramid is, bro? That shit is fucking huge, bro.
You said what now?
Bible it only goes only go back 7,000 years, maybe.
Yeah, but how is that older than the Bible? Not according to what he's saying. It's not older than the Bible. He's talking about the second ice age.
He said over 200 some thousand years of history.
No, he said he's giving me information over 200 some thousand years, but he recently jogged up until the recent ice age in the second division of people that made different, you know, maybe ethnic groups, like what he's saying, probably like, oh yeah, well, since they got separated, that's how the ethnic changes came. Everybody was black or African at first, or brown, or whatever. So, you know what I mean?
And I want to correct them on that too. The Africans was already here in America, and then the Asians came across our last ice age, and that was like 60 some thousand years ago. So the Africans was already here in America, yeah. So he said that Asians, the Africans discovered Asians here. No, it was Asians discovered Africans when they came over on the last ice age, and then they interbred, and of course they created the Indians.
Right.
No,
I stand corrected on that.
Man. No,
that's right.
That's all
because they were
bullshit,
unaffected by the ice age because they were in the more southern hemisphere. They were more the southern regions that weren't affected by the Africa and America in the southern regions. They weren't affected by the ice age.
You see how that makes no sense?
So
because Africa is on the equator, is where it's most hottest. How is Africa affected by the ice age but nowhere else where it's colder already? Come on, man. Make it make sense.
They were more aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
See, I didn't want to interject because they was like adding on some shit, but now when they come in with this ice age bullshit, it's like, come on, stop it, man. That shit is false. So false.
Each other, they had to eat live animals because there was no vegetation. You know what I'm saying? So they have a different mentality. That's why they destroyed the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't value nature. You know what I'm saying? They are anti-nature. And that's
we know that part, but
nature.
And that is white supremacy, and that is what we need to get away from. And white supremacy is that's why I was telling the people earlier that white supremacy got them stuck on a religious purpose, so they won't see that agenda, what you're saying right there, though. You get what I'm saying? The religious agenda is distracting them from seeing what you're saying right there. The enemy is white supremacy. They don't care about nature. They don't care about none of that shit. They care about power, control, and keeping control over nature instead of letting it be. They care about doing what they want to do instead of just letting things be what it's going to be. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Control. So I think that the biblicals keep that control alive for them. You get what I'm saying? When people are distracted and people don't see the truth, they're more easily to control. Once they bitten the poison, now they looking for somebody to give them a cure. They waiting for somebody to come save them. Nobody. Who are you really waiting for to come save you? Really? You're waiting for somebody to come save you? That's the most dumbest shit, man. That shit make me kind of angry right there, though. Like, to think about, like, these people really sitting around waiting for somebody to come save their ass.
I've been waiting for a long time.
They've been waiting forever like a motherfucker, and this shit ain't never happened. They still doing this shit and sitting here reading books and shit and playing with themselves and understanding the truth is right in their face. It's right outside. Get the fuck out the house. Go walk in the park. The truth right there. A tree could tell you the truth. A tree could tell you the truth. Just go hug that motherfucker and start really observing and paying attention to that motherfucker. You're going to be like, damn, I learned so much from a tree that don't talk physically. But it telepathically has been communicating with me. And I go to this tree every day and I wonder how and why and what. And not understanding that this tree is connected to the omnipresence of all. The sky, clouds, the sun, everything. Because the tree wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for none of this shit.
And it's buried
It's a
deep
part
into
of
the earth, too.
And they buried deep in the earth. Right. Some shit that you ain't done. You ain't did that. You ain't sat still for that long. You don't know how that shit feel. Tree know how it feel. Tree can teach you. The spiritual essence of a tree, you could just sit there and observe it and keep brainstorming with yourself about this tree. And this tree gonna teach you plenty shit about sitting still, being still, mindfulness, peace. That's what a tree teach you. You can learn from a tree that don't even talk physically. Verbally, I mean. It's crazy. That's why I became a tree hugger. Because at the end of the day, I ain't know a nigga from the hood was gonna become a tree hugger. But, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it, though. I want all my sons to be tree huggers and all my children. Because the tree learn the value that we need to understand is we get into balance to try to find peace. Shit. And what's the number one thing you can observe that got peace? Nature. That ain't been disrupted in chaos and shit. That ain't been like that, you know what I'm saying? And trees is a good example. So... And now they cutting trees down to make some fake ass paper so you can go buy some fake ass food, and then cutting trees down and fucking up the ecosystem so you can read a book that take you away from nature. So that's how I look at it, bro. Shit, that's why I've been staying in my studies and listening to all the old scholars, bro, because we don't really have the new scholars ain't like the old scholars when it was black and white TVs and shit. You get what I'm saying? Y'all still here? Think about all the old scholars from the 1850s and the 1940s and 1930s and all them old scholars, bro, that was sitting there debating with these white folks when that shit was not, you know what I'm saying? You could get your ass fucked up back then about doing that shit damn near, and people be putting crosses in front of your house, hanging your goddamn come through sheets on their head, and these niggas had the heart, bro, to go stand up against these motherfuckers in schools and shit where they didn't even want niggas. You get what I'm saying? Universities. And debate these niggas in Yale. Huh?
John Henry Clark and all them, they were. Yeah.
Man, these brothers was motherfucking fearless, bro, at a point in time. Now we soft. We scared to fucking even talk about this shit. They taking away our freedom of speech. We can't even talk about fucking gays and shit. You get what I'm saying? To protect our children and shit. But these motherfuckers, we scared. We got all this technology, all this other shit, but we scared of these people, man. And them people back then was putting their life on the line for this shit. You know, we just letting that shit die. So all the time, I always make sure I get me some time in, and y'all should too, to watch y'all some of them old Malcolm X movies and watch some of them old black and white films of all the revolutionaries. I play all that shit when I be on the panel over here. I got a whole file, X-Files full of shit. You get what I'm saying? 3 hours long, 5-hour lectures, straight black and whites, 1930s. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, niggas need to get back to that shit when it was real. This shit ain't real no more. There's a lot of these niggas that sitting up there talking all this shit, that be on all this shit about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all, but a lot of these brothers and sisters that be on this shit, they really scared. They ain't gonna do shit, and they ain't gonna fight for themselves.
Part itself,
y'all. Do shit.
You're absolutely right about that. Which brings me to asking the host. I have a question for the host. I've been here about 48 minutes, and I noticed that the brother, he was dropping mad science for like a whole half hour. and then you interjected with, well, do you believe that da-da-da-da-da? And I'm like, yo, this brother just dropped knowledge for a whole half hour. And the only thing you interject with is what you believe in. I'm like, yo, when are we ever going to graduate from belief to actual knowing?
Damn, that's deep.
No, I mean literally, and I asked that question because I want her to answer. But of course, she's away right now. She's not. She's doing something, and she didn't hear me.
Now listen, bro. Look, check this out. The sister, she felt like she.
No, hold on. Part of self God, because I actually came to warn you. This sister's not valid. She's not. What she is a bloodsucker, and what she's been doing right now for the past 40 minutes is blood sucking y'all knowledge. Now, when I ask her the question, out of all the knowledge you just got, what is your conclusion? So, ma'am, what is your conclusion out of all the information the brothers just displayed? Because they was dropping bombs just now. What did you learn from all of that?
Brother, at the end of the day,
See?
I don't believe in a lot of the stuff that they be saying.
See? Didn't I tell y'all that's what she was going to say?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's no problem, but the difference between me is I'm able to talk amongst people that I disagree with, and that should be no problem.
No,
I'm not sitting here
that's
when
not
I
what
get
you're
on
doing.
panels. Hold on one second, you want to let me talk? When I get on panels, I don't sit here and bash people. Okay, and I don't recite the same information that they speak on. I speak on what I believe in and what I know. So I don't know what you're talking about, me blood sucking. You only dislike me because I believe in the Bible.
So I just
and
asked
I was
you.
sitting on a panel.
Yeah.
It's okay, brother.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying we only had a problem when you were on the panel with Humble, and you didn't like the fact that me and Humble believe in the same thing.
I'm not talking about nothing old. I'm asking you about the past hour conversation where these brothers was just dropping all this knowledge. I asked you, what did you conclude from all of that knowledge they just dropped? What did you get out of all of that? Did you get anything? Did you learn anything?
Do I need to speak on what I've learned
No, you don't have to. I'm asking, did you learn anything from all of that information?
Like, you could have said, like, yeah, I learned something, or no, I ain't learned nothing.
No, I did learn something.
Okay,
and I also
what?
was writing in the comments, but as you see, listen, bro, as you see in my background, I'm dealing with a child. It's noise in this background, so I'm not speaking. I'm allowing them to speak, even though I don't totally agree. But you want to come on a panel, which you disrespected me on your panel earlier.
Now I'm disrespectful. Now I'm disrespectful. Didn't I tell you she was going to try to bring up some old shit?
Brother, listen, Number 5 has talked to me several times, as well as number 2 has talked to me, as well as number 3.
You blood sucked his knowledge several times?
They already know what they feel about me.
So you blood sucked their knowledge? You blood sucked their knowledge several times? You are.
You spoke about certain things and I disagreed, but how many times?
So Ma, all you do is disagree. You don't never agree with anything. All you do is, like, listen, I said here, this shit is on record, Ma, and I'm going to play it back for you. This man said here 25 minutes dropping mad knowledge. I've been listening. And I said it already. I said, watch when she comes on. She's going to wait till he drops all that knowledge. And all she's going to say is what she disagrees with or what she doesn't believe. And that's exactly what happened. Soon as you came on, all you said was, well, I don't believe that. And I'm like, yo, listen. So in the end result, after these brothers drop all this knowledge, you didn't learn nothing, you don't agree with nothing, all you have is opposition, then you are blood sucking. All of this now, I learned so much stuff right now, and it's on record, and I'm going to play it back for the people to learn. I learned so much just now for this conversation. How could you say you didn't learn not one thing? Like, you know how much stuff these brothers just built on? They just took you through all the history, all the science. They broke down mad shit, and you didn't learn nothing. Really? You didn't learn nothing? So what was the point? So that means that they wasting their breath. They are wasting their breath because you didn't learn shit out of everything they just said. Obviously, these brothers are already educated, as you can see. That's why they were able to flow for a whole hour, giving you all that information that you've been absorbing. Now, you can't even give a reflection of all the information you absorbed? Come on, man. What are you doing? But blood-sucking and keeping knowledge to yourself. No, you're being a blood-sucker. That's exactly what you're doing. And its proof is in the pudding. What can you show and prove for all the knowledge you just absorbed? Give us some wisdom.
That's how you do it.
See? And you have nothing to say. Exactly. See? So she just kicked me. You see what I'm saying? She just kicked me because she has nothing to say. After all them brothers just dropped all that knowledge, all she had to say was, well, I don't believe this and I don't believe that and I don't agree with this and like, man, shut the fuck up, man. Like I just said, them brothers dropped all that knowledge. And all she had to say is what she disagrees with. She didn't agree with anything. There's nothing she agreed with. And she's not going to say that she agrees with anything because that's not her agenda. Her agenda is to be a disagreeable being. And basically get all these brothers on her panel to drop mad knowledge, and the shit just goes to fucking waste. But the Bigo agents are watching these brothers. They're watching them and listening to what they're saying, while she's being a fucking agent for Bigo to get these brothers on her panel to say the bullshit they say. Now, prior to this, she was never even opening up panels. She tried to come back on my panel after I bombed her from doing the blood-sucking shit that she does. She tried to come back on my panel, and I kicked her off again. So now she wants to open up the panel like, watch, I can do this. I can blood-suck people. Watch me. I'm going to open up a panel, not even have a topic. And notice what the brother said. He said, see, this got turned into some Bible God stuff. I was trying to just talk about logic and blah, blah, blah. And I said, of course it got turned into some Bible shit because look whose panel you on. That's all they talk. That's all she knows. That's all she talk about. It's some Bible, Jesus, God shit. So of course it's going to turn into something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but like I just said, you just seen a whole hour. Look, it's 56 minutes now into the video. All of that information they dropped, and they would have continued to, and they're gonna still be on there dropping knowledge. Watch, let me go into my other page because she thought she kicked me. Bitch, I could come in through the other page. But anyway. And watch, they still saying the same shit.
And I go on other panels and speak the same thing. Now, Kim, you've been on the panels.
That's what he was saying. I think that what he's saying is that you take the information and you don't do nothing with it.
Exactly.
It's like you.
No, that's not what he's saying.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
He told me what he was saying.
He know what time it is.
He said, what I do is I just sit there. I consume and blood suck y'all information.
Exactly.
The information that y'all speak
and
on.
you have nothing to say in return.
It makes it seem as if I go on other panels and regurgitate what y'all saying. And I'm saying that if I don't believe in what you're saying, I'm not going to speak on what you're saying and say it like it's my information. But what I tend to do is I go on different people's panels
and hate
and I listen
and throw
to
shade in the comments
to get a better understanding.
No, you don't.
Now, I allowed y'all to
No, you
to
don't.
speak because I was trying to listen as well. I'm
See,
the type of
and I tell you she was
when
gonna say
people
that?
tell me stuff,
Liar.
I like to do my
Look,
own research.
Stop lying.
I don't wanna go.
She couldn't say nothing out of all that information they just displayed. What research are you doing? Nothing. You ain't doing no research. Fuck out of here. You don't know shit because you ain't doing no research.
Because I'm not educated on some of the things that y'all say.
None of
But
the
yet
things.
he wants
None
to bash
of.
me
Not some. None.
Because I'm not saying anything at the moment.
Exactly,
in
because
his time
you
period.
never have
Like,
nothing to
that doesn't
say.
make any sense. Allow me
You never have anything to say. She never has anything to say.
And then that's why I was trying
No,
to
brother,
correct
don't
you
start
earlier,
simping.
Because listen, that's why I was trying
He ain't
to correct
correcting
him,
me.
and I was trying to correct you earlier because it's some people that's not even learning anything. You get what I'm saying? And those are the people that you basically use as examples for the people that actually in the crowd that's learning. You get what I'm saying? Like you got this class clown. Hey, this is okay. You want to be a class clown? I'm finna use you as an example today. Hey, y'all, the lesson is what not to be like. You know what I'm saying? Now we got a positive out of negative. You get what I'm saying? So So it's really like.
So don't try to hate on me and try to simp for her because she allowed you on her panel to kick all the information. Nobody's even listening, and all she doing is blood sucking you.
That you're not trying to receive the information.
No, that's exactly what she's
You
doing.
don't be disrespectful. You get what I'm saying? You
That
can
don't
tell
mean
when people ain't receiving
no.
information.
That don't mean nothing. She's just humble because she can't rebut. She has no knowledge nor the intelligence to rebut. So of course she's gonna be humble, and yeah, she's just a non, person like that. But no, BS.
What you saying? You get what I'm saying? They keep on going back like, damn, this nigga debunking what I'm saying, but shit, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna say it anyways, even though it's been debunked. You
Exactly.
Get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like you know.
And then on top of that, you also have to look, like, this is my first time hearing a lot of stuff. Like, I'm coming into a lot of different stuff.
Stop lying, man. You sat on this woman sat on my panels for hours and hours, for days and days, listening to Lord Messiah spit his infinite wisdom. Don't sit here and act like you just now learning some shit. Stop lying.
Of that situation right there.
You're a liar. She's lying.
You didn't learn all this information in one day. Like he said, it took him 10 years to learn a lot of this information. And being though that it takes time, he's asking me this and like, okay, like, what all the stuff you learn?
Exactly, because if you ain't learning nothing, then that means you're wasting time. So 10 years from now, with the way that you doing, you still ain't gonna have learned nothing. So fuck out of here. You're wasting time. Wasting life.
Hey, leave this alone, please. I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a child.
Yeah.
No problem. All you gotta really understand is this. What gets you a long way is respect. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And when you can show respect and you got respect, you're gonna get that shit. That's
So
what
don't
you
simp
require
for the bloodsucker, man.
You know what I mean? You deserve it. That's what it's all about. That's what makes it the beauty of making it worth it. You hear what I'm saying? Worth for somebody's feeling like, damn, I might have wasted my breath, but it's okay because they worth it. You get what I'm saying?
No,
like,
nigga. What I came to warn your ass about is that she's not worth it, and all you're gonna do is waste your fucking breath on this fucking panel. If you click in the thing, you see ain't even nobody watching. Nobody's on the panel but y'all. So you're wasting your breath amongst her. Spitting that shit to her.
I don't know why people feel as though, like, okay, you didn't receive it at that moment. Maybe I didn't receive it at that moment. But
bitch, because you ignorant. You ain't trying to receive nothing at no time. You're just fucking ignorant.
It shouldn't be abashed like,
fuck outta
you're
here,
a
man.
bloodsucker and all that other stuff.
Man,
He's
that's exactly
operating
what you
under
are.
his
No,
feelings
that's
because
exactly
he's
what you
mad
are.
because I sided with a white man who believe in the same beliefs that I believe. That's the only reason why he come in.
You hear that? So you're brainwashed by the white man who taught you that bullshit to believe. Dummy. Fuck out of here.
And talking for periods of time, but all of a sudden, when I side with a white man that believes in something I believe in,
see, and now
it's all.
And now she's so fake too, right? Because when the white girl was on my panel, the chick Brooklyn 222, when she was on my panel and we was talking about the straw man and the stuff like that, she was mad that the white girl was actually educated and had something to actually say, and we had a long conversation, and the white woman was actually had something to say. She can never do that. She just sits there and be quiet and ain't got shit to say. So now that I actually had a good conversation with the white woman, these black women are feeling some kind of way. Oh, what you selling out, Messiah? Why you talking to the white girl? No, I'm having a conversation about the shit I'm trying to teach y'all, but y'all not even interested. Y'all not even adding on to the conversation. So that this white girl comes in, you mad because she actually got something to say? You're just jealous. That's what that is. Fuck out of here.
Now listen, you see how I took that? See, your thing is you was correcting how that other person perceived their problem with me, but guess what? You won't have that problem with me though.
See, now this nigga wants to simp so he can have a panel to come on and run his mouth. Nigga, you're not reaching nobody. Nobody's even listening, and you're talking to deaf ears. You're talking on deaf ears, dude. You're talking on deaf ears. Now listen, this the same dude here. He's one of those, I used to be a 5%er turned Hebrew Israelite. How the fuck does that happen? But anyway, so now you're just a 10%er trying to manipulate with a little bit of knowledge you think you know, but still will flip it on to some religious shit at the end of the day.
I'm not going to deny everything that a person say.
Shut up.
Especially if I don't know.
See, she just said it. She's not going to deny what a person say, especially if she don't know. That's the only reason why she's humble, because she don't know. So she can't deny what a person say. That's the only reason why she don't run her mouth and try to talk all blah, blah, blah. Because she ain't got no knowledge.
Speaking in a different dimension, different language, people that come from them dimension and languages, they hear
shut up,
differently
man. You
from the same
talking
words.
too
What
much,
you
man.
say, I still can be liberated. Don't get
Now
me
listen.
wrong.
Now, as he said in the beginning, before she kicked me, and he starts simping since I'm no longer on the panel. But before she kicked me, and before she ran her bullshit excuse, he was in agreement with me, because he knew, like, damn, yeah, I did just run my mouth here for 25 minutes, and all she did say is what she didn't agree with. Yeah, that was some bullshit. Exactly. He realized that at first, and he knew that's true. But now, since she run her whack-ass excuse, no, I just... Now he's falling for the game and trying to simp now.
For real, that's where it
Because
came
he
from,
thinks
though.
that he's actually teaching somebody. Nigga, ain't nobody even listening.
The bad parts
And
about
she
it, but
damn sure ain't listening, because all that shit you kicked, watch how another whole half hour go by and she'll just be like, so you believe, well, I don't believe that, blah, blah, blah. So you're getting blood sucked for all your knowledge, because it's going to basically fall back on what she believes and doesn't believe. So all your knowledge means nothing. It's all based on what she believes or doesn't.
Caucasian Europeans. I'm talking about white supremacy, which is a system at whole that got black, Asians, white, everybody. It's all kind of races in white supremacy. Just like it's all kind of races helping black supremacy, whatever. You get what I'm saying? The opposite of white supremacy obviously gonna be black supremacy. The opposite of them both is gonna be niggas that just want to be a part of nature and don't want no supremacy. Don't want nothing. Like, fuck that. We good. We don't want no system. We got our own system, nature out here. You know what I'm saying? So if you come from white supremacy, you're gonna end up coming from white supremacy through black supremacy into back to nature. You get what I'm saying? Right now, you probably still stuck in white supremacy, the matrix, and we get it. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with it is that once the universe call you to wake up and you get that calling and you answer the phone and you still, after you get done with that calling, you go right back to your same old shit. You get what I'm saying? That's when it become a problem. You get what I'm saying?
And that's what she does every conversation. Every conversation, the universe is sending somebody to wake her ass up, and she go right back to that same dumb shit.
Hey, y'all, so where did the terminology
Watch.
God come from if it wasn't one?
See what I mean?
Like, why do people all of a sudden...
nature is calling her to wake up, and she runs back to her God. Runs back to the fake God shit.
Or
their
worship
God.
These gods.
See?
I mean,
See, all that knowledge he just dropped. See how she turned everything he said back to some religious shit? He trying to tell you about nature, black woman. Wake your ass up. You want to keep relying on some white Jesus God in the sky.
Sisters told them they felt as though they changed it. We need a physical God, so people.
Yeah, but I don't even think the three-letter word even was. I don't even think the three-letter word was around the whole time. We can look that up right now, but I'm pretty sure that three-letter word. I'm pretty sure they didn't start off by calling the Creator God. I'm pretty sure they had a different name for him, and it wasn't the three-letter word God.
Yeah. Right. You're absolutely right.
You're absolutely right. Shut up.
Yeah, God is
so fake. See what I mean? So it don't matter what you call it, as long as you believe that there is some kind of fake ass God. Don't matter what you call it, as long as you believe that there's some fake God, then yeah, okay, that's okay. Man, she's so fucking fake, man.
People who call themselves the Gothic, right? They were barbarians. These Gothic barbarians, they invaded people's lands and pillaged people's lands, and they understood that power comes through worshiping oneself. So they got the people who they conquered to call them the gods. You know what I'm saying? This is where we get the word Gothic from. These Gothic barbarians got people to worship them and call them gods. This word gods eventually became God in English. So I'm saying, so when we say God, we're actually giving reverence to these people of Gotland in southern Sweden. That's where the word God came from. And I can share a book with you with
that's not the etymology of the word God. Where he got that from? That is not the etymology of the word God.
I like to show and prove.
No.
where I get my information from.
Yeah, do that.
Here by the animal Thomas Hodgkin, right?
Yeah.
See, she feel like, yeah. See, she don't believe that. See, it doesn't sit with her beliefs because she has no knowledge of that. So you heard her, right? She's like, yeah. See, she don't believe that shit. It got to be something that sits well with her beliefs.
To the Gothic barbarians,
Yeah.
the Dark Age they brought to Europe.
See what I mean? These niggas are still wasting their breath. That's what I'm talking.
You said that it came from, it originated from the word Gothic. Stop hitting it.
Right, Gothic became Goth, and God eventually became God.
Is Gothic an English word?
Oh my God.
It's an old English, though, not this English. And old English is dramatic, like you just said. It's not American. You know what I'm saying? None of this shit American. Remember I told you America is brand new, baby. We brand new. We babies.
Yeah.
Just like you got somebody got 3,000 years worth of history, we only got 300 years, baby. We babies. We ain't got shit. They gave us our history only 300 years ago. We ain't have shit.
Stop doing that.
So when y'all come up with these Bibles, I'm telling y'all that y'all living out a story that was only made up 300 years ago from some scrolls that was put together from thousands of years ago, but it was made 300 years old. They just remade it 300 years for us. For the new age, the new world. When they came over here, they said, we got to take a book over there. Let's make one. They made it 400, they might have made it 500 years ago, and then brought it 400 years, and we've been stuck under it for 300 years. It could have been like that. You get what I'm saying? But that book ain't been in circulation long enough for a 100-year-old person to talk about their own grandmother right now. If you ask a 100-year-old lady in America, how the hell did she become so you believe you from Africa? If you ask her, so you believe you from Africa, and you believe that because you got a book from a European that said he ain't gonna tell you where he got the information that he put in his book from. He ain't gonna tell you how much of that shit he stole and changed and traded. And that lady 100 years old almost, and she telling you I didn't learn how to read until I was 15. Whoa. So her mother definitely didn't know how to read. Definitely not her fucking Indian ass grandma. You get what I'm saying? So. All right. So
anyway, I heard enough of this, man. You know what I'm saying? So now I could try to come in through the other and she just gonna make up her bullshit as excuses and ignore the truth. But like I just said, now after all of that was said, he goes back to dropping knowledge, and I'ma still be like, so did you learn anything now? Still? It's been a whole hour now. Did you still learn anything? Well, I don't believe it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Make it make sense, man.
So, at the end of the day, if you got people out here that's that age in America, 85, 90 years old, that's telling you that they started to learn how to read when they was 15 years old, almost 20. They was grown before they learned how to read. They parents didn't know how to read. And they parents, and I asked the lady, I said, so what was your grandma? Was your grandma ever a slave? She said, nah, my grandma was an Indian. I said, and you're 90 years old. Your grandma didn't come from Africa, so where you keep telling yourself this shit from? Your grandmother was an Indian, and she was never enslaved. And she thought about it like, damn, you right. Where did I come from? I think the brain freeze happened to her because she thought about it. Like, damn, I am 90. I just started learning how to read.
Part of stuff, brother.
75 years ago.
Part of stuff, brother.
75 years ago, if you add up 3 generations, 5 generations, 300 years, you go into the 1920s, the 1800s. This is when these people was around. You can look at the pictures. They got pictures, photographed, video footages from the 1900s. What people was looking like in those days. Add it up. Measure it up.
Yo, all right, brother, let me ask you another question before you go deeper and before I get kicked. Can you ask her again after another half hour has passed? What has she learned from all the knowledge you've been dropping? Because I heard when I left out, she made her whack excuse talking about, oh no, he's mad because no. I asked a very simple logical question. What are you learning from all the knowledge that this brother displaying? And she still can't tell you she learned anything. Because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, she's not going to agree with a black man kicking knowledge because she believes in a white God. So you're wasting your breath, God. Yeah, and I heard it on my other phone. Yeah.
Okay, so you heard she do got some. Listen,
no, I heard brothers trying to.
Sincerity in it though.
No,
even though she's
no.
right,
Listen, brother.
Even though you're right, she's not stating what she learned because you know what I'm saying. But she did give an honest sincerity that she's not coming with malicious intent though. But even though she don't want to explain what she learned, I understand it. You know how many people running from.
So brother, so then why are you wasting your breath?
Oh man, I learned some shit that debunk everything I fucking believe in. She even said I don't know.
No, exactly. So that's the part you should have paid attention to. So listen, God, that's the part you should have paid attention to. Because the only reason why she's humble is because she don't have knowledge to debunk you. That's the only reason why she's quiet. But at the same time, you can't sit here and say you don't have 2 ears and a brain and you're not drawing up any kind of conclusion or comprehension from everything that you're saying. If not, you must be fucking retarded. And you're not retarded, but what you're doing is playing the game. She's playing the game because now, listen, this is the tactic, brother. Listen. After you just wasted your breath for a half, and I say waste because you could look in the chat, nobody's watching but us, that's in the thing. And I say it's falling on deaf ears. Now you'll go a whole half hour speaking, and then she'll come in, interject, and say that she don't believe it. Then you'll go another half hour teaching, and she'll bloodsuck another half hour of your information. Then she'll come in like she just did a couple minutes ago. Well, I still don't believe, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll go another half hour giving up all your information. Then you'll be on here all day, every day, giving up all this information to a person who will never agree with you. But just because you want her to somehow one day agree, you'll give up all your information, and she gave you nothing in return. So you got used, brother. Do you understand that? Come on, God. We got to realize that. We got to stop being simps for these women thinking that they're going to develop some kind of wisdom. They ain't developing shit. They stealing your knowledge.
Taking the information and running.
She's an agent, brother. Bigo is listening to everything you say right now. She is a Bigo agent. That's what I try to tell y'all. But y'all don't want to hear that. Yeah, exactly.
So listen, if you're saying that,
no, I know that you're a Bigo agent, and you know that. That's why you muted me when I said that.
I don't see her being the type of person to say I agree with what we saying. She's disagreeing, so her running.
Exactly. So why are you still wasting your breath?
She ain't agreeing.
Exactly, brother. And I'll tell you, listen, God, I'm listening to you, and I heard you plenty of times. I know you got a lot of info. You heard me build. You know I got a lot of info. How can she listen to 2 intelligent brothers and these other brothers on the panel, all of these intelligent brothers, and not learn not one thing? Come on, dude. Y'all not putting it together. I'm not a sucker for these hoes. She's a liar. Exactly. Fuck out of here. See? So come on now. She kicked me again, of course. So like I said, before I get kicked for displaying the truth. Like, come on. So now I didn't went a whole hour and 17 minutes just to prove this one fucking point. Well, not even one point, many points, but the major point is that this chick, Will Rise, is a fucking Bigo agent and a bloodsucker. She has nothing to teach. She will not bear witness to anything any of these men say. But yet there's a bunch of men on her panel. There's no women on her panel. After she got all this knowledge from all these men, she should be qualified now to go and teach the sisters and the babies. In fact, she says she's babysitting right now. What are you teaching them babies? Like, really? But anyway, like, what are you teaching the babies, black woman? Because your duty is to teach the babies. Women and babies. Your duty is not to teach men. So you got a bunch of men on your panel. What are you teaching them? You're not teaching them. You're supposed to be learning from them. But all of these intelligent brothers on the panel, you ain't learning shit. So it's obvious that you're wasting your time, brothers. You're wasting your breath. And all she is doing is blood sucking and creating a panel to get all the intelligent brothers on her panel so Bigo can listen to the wise ones and try to somehow fucking send some FBI file on your ass because they watching you. See what I'm saying? Like, that's what her fucking job is to do. To lure you brothers in so Bigo could keep their eye on you. You understand? That's what her job and her duty is to do. So when she came on the panel with Humble Under Fraud and they was hee ha ha, yeah, I knew. And see, it was Humble Under Fraud. What he wanted to let me know was, man, we got that black woman's mind. You're sitting here trying to kick all this knowledge to her. Man, we got her brainwashed. She's one of us. That's what Humble Under Fraud, Humble Under God was trying to basically tell me. Like, nigga, we got her mind already. She's one of us. You're sitting here wasting your breath, dude. You're kicking all this knowledge. She's not learning shit. She's disagreeing with everything you say. Ha 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 ha. So Humble Under Fraud laughed in my face, basically. And she's sitting there laughing with the nigga. Ha ha he he. You know what I'm saying? So, like, obviously, like, that's the last straw I fucking needed. That's when I kicked her ass off my fucking panel. Then she tried to crawl her ass back over there the other day and try to say some dumb shit. Bitch, I don't want to hear your weak ass. He thinks that I'm going against him because I sided with a white man on what I believe. Bitch, we already know the white man gave you the knowledge of what you claim to believe, dummy. So get out of here with that dumb shit. Like, we are way conscious than that, man. Like, who do you think you're talking to? Fucking ignorant, dumb people? See, before Lord Messiah came on this Bigo app, the 85% was being totally controlled by the 10%. Now that the 5% is coming through and waking up the minds of these 85% and putting these 10%ers on blast, shit is starting to change on this app. Niggas ain't fucking with Lord Messiah. You know, they don't pull up to Messiah page because Messiah is real. He's not going to allow us to be on the bullshit. He wants everybody to be on the realness so we can actually elevate as a people and stop this fake shit that we doing. Yeah, exactly. Now let me catch her on another page. Okay, damn, she did kick me from all 3 accounts. I can't come back on it. This. Okay, well, this one nigga still here.
Show energy towards one person if you just standing in a crowd of people. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is you never know when somebody gonna come around and say, hey man, you know what? Just like even you said, man, to be honest with you, I come down to after hearing everything I be hearing and knowing that I come down to the realization that the brothers is right. I don't know shit. And everything that I've been taught was a motherfucking everything I thought I knew, shit, somebody taught me that shit, so fuck it. I'm damn near halfway with y'all. You get what I'm saying?
See, like,
shit, fuck it. For me even saying what I just said, I'm halfway with y'all.
Exactly, because you're playing both.
I'm scared to not have something to believe in because if that shit is real, I'm going to hell.
See,
you
heard that?
Hold on to half of it. You get what I'm saying?
You heard that, right?
I understand that.
See? So he's giving people half truths. You see what I'm saying? He just said it himself. He's on some 10% shit. Yeah, I know the knowledge, but I still believe in case that shit might be real.
Just back to understanding you. You get what I'm
Come
saying?
on, man.
And
Y'all hear this? See what I'm saying? See, I could call these things out before they even say it. But once you agitate motherfuckers like that, the truth will come out. See what I'm saying? But you gotta hit them with the truth to get the truth.
That's how you gonna. That's the new rehabilitation, liberation. We don't need no other shit. You get what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? This nigga is half and half. This is why I told you. He's a 5%er turned Hebrew Israelite. I used to be 5%er. So you got some knowledge, but you still believe that Hebrew shit might be real. So you don't want to let it go. You're still holding on to the lie, but you got some truths. So what can you do but give the people confusion? Half truth and half lie. That's confusion.
What's happening? You know what I mean? Niggas ain't slapping the mask off these fucking black. They scared. They really scared.
That's why 1 minute he's saying some shit and you be like, yeah, that is true. Then he'll say some other shit and you be like, nah, that ain't true. So it's like, come on, what are you doing, dude? You giving half truths and half lies. You're confusing the people.
Say, hey man.
See, so, and this is why there's an 85%, a 10%, and a 5% in every cipher. She is the 85%. He is the 10%. And I am the 5%. See what I'm saying? So when I came in the cipher dropping the truth, he has the 10%. He'll side with half of the truth, but then still cater to her other half of lies. See, because he's playing the middle ground. He's a 10%er. See what I'm saying? He's a 10% trying to play the middle ground, trying to agree with the truth of the 5%, but still cater to the ignorance of the 85%. Like, no, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. You lying, man. You a tricky ass nigga. You a tricknologist. See, these niggas be coming with that trick knowledge.
Fight shit. These niggas ain't gonna die about shit.
You ain't gonna fight shit either.
Just put my kids' life and my life on the line for these scary ass niggas. But if a nigga comes
See,
up
but
I'm gonna die.
But he just said he's scary because that Jesus shit might be real, and he don't wanna let it go because I might burn and go to hell. See, so you still a scary ass nigga too. And you talk all of this shit about white supremacy and how they brainwash us with religion, but nigga, you still believe that shit. So when you're trying to so-called teach the people, you're not teaching, you're lying, you're confusing them, because you still believe in that bullshit at the end of the day, even though you claim to have knowledge. See what I mean? So you see how he's a 10% right now?
You get what I'm saying?
No, nigga, we don't.
I would be scared. Like, I gotta kill somebody. I ain't trying to do all that. That's why I need a man for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like blood. You know what I mean? I'm a woman. I don't like blood. I just rather be in the kitchen with the kids cleaning up the blood. But I do not want it on me, like, forcibly watching this shit just getting my heart beating fast, anxiety, paranoia. I don't want to go through that stress. Men actually like that shit for some reason. You get what I'm saying? Women don't like that shit.
So another thing I want to point out is that I'm going to be done with him, but I'm
Yes,
just saying that if y'all were to go on his channel, he's still on Bigo, and he's talking about Bigo is listening, as if they're not listening on his channel.
Exactly,
So,
because I'm dropping truth. God damn it, I'm not dropping half lies. Nigga, and fuck Bigo. The government been watching me since I've been in 6th grade. So I've been not standing for the pledge and dropping truth on the masses of people. So I'm not worried about no fucking Bigo. Bitch, the government been watching me. J. Edgar Hoover said he gonna stop the rise of a black messiah. So you think they eye ain't on me? Of course I know they watching me, bitch, but I know how to conduct myself. I ain't scared. Fuck you talking about?
And I've been listening to yeah, he went on me because I came up there and said something. He said, excuse me, man, I'm not going to hear you come on my pants.
Exactly, Bear. I had to bomb your bitch ass nigga because you coming with the trick knowledge too. See, look, now Bear is on a panel trying to get sympathy from a woman. That's not a man, Bear.
That your information ain't not fucking big it is.
You're not a man. You're a bitch nigga right now.
Yeah, if y'all
Look at that. That's all he wanted to do was say his little piece and then leave out like a little bitch. Yeah, he hurt my feelings one day. He told me not to come on his panel and try to come with the bullshit. You heard that bitch ass nigga, and then he left out the door. He's a bitch.
Panel quite a few times, you understand, for hours, and we build. But
we ain't build nothing. You blood suck my knowledge, man. You ain't build nothing.
Like, he's very prideful, and when he's amongst other brothers that might disagree with what he's saying, it's like he'll belittle them and act like he has all the knowledge, and so I don't like dealing with that.
See, you hear this?
I don't like dealing with that.
As I just exposed how these dudes manipulate with the little bit of knowledge that they think they have, and they said it themselves, as I proved, that's what it is. It ain't no ego. I don't stand these liars and these bloodsuckers lying to black people. That's where the passion comes from.
This is the reason why people are not going to perceive you. Because when brothers come...
No, motherfucker, people don't want truth. Motherfucker, they can get knowledge all day. They don't want truth. Because truth means you have to actually live it out. Knowledge just means you could talk about it all day. Like y'all doing right now. Talking about the knowledge. And after he kick all that knowledge, all your ignorant ass got to do is be like, well, I don't believe that. So all that knowledge goes down the drain. That's why I don't kick knowledge on this app no more. I drop truth. You going to get the truth from me. Fuck some knowledge. You're going to get truth. Truth is that shit that sits on your soul and you got to work that shit out. Knowledge is just some shit you could say, well, I don't believe in that. Fuck knowledge. I'm giving you truth.
Like even when people learn something new, it's hard for them to express that they learned something new.
Exactly.
They want to take it in, go research, and go do what they want to do.
I told you she's not going to admit nothing because she, in her white supremacy mind state, will not acknowledge that a black man taught her anything. But humble under God, white ass could come on here, talk a whole bunch, talk a little couple of Jesus fucking scriptures, and yeah, that's true. Yeah. You in 100% agreement with the fucking white man. But all these intelligent black brothers that you got coming on your panel, dropping all this knowledge on you, all this history, you don't agree with not one thing they say. So what don't this nigga get about that? But see, he's such a temper sinner, such a fucking bloodsucker, such a sucker for these hoes, because he wants a woman so bad, he'll go against the truth to make himself seem more knowledgeable. Fuck knowledge, nigga. I'm way past knowledge. Nigga, I done went from knowledge to born through the mathematics. I'm in the alphabet letter T, dealing with the truth, nigga. You still on knowledge.
Damn, okay, well, you told me something new, okay, and you extra happy. You get what I'm saying? Like,
see?
Some people...
So, he himself don't even value knowledge. See what I mean? So, all the shit you saying is just for what?
They demand an answer. What did you learn just now?
Exactly.
No,
it's called show and prove. You're supposed to show and prove everything. If you can't show and prove, you didn't learn nothing. You don't know nothing.
You know, and I know that y'all come in with good intent, then I would answer the question, but I already knew what he was doing because we talked
you
earlier,
had
and he
no
was being
answer.
rude to me
You had
on the
no...
panel.
No, you had no answer at all. You never have an answer. If I came on this one right now, you would still have no answer. So stop the bullshit, man. It's all cap. It's all cap. Now these niggas is talking about me. Because why? Because I laid the truth, which is the real foundation. And now all they could talk about is the truth. They can't overlook what I said. They have to talk about it.
That we're dealing with right now in each other as people, a reflection, energy. You know what I'm saying? That helps us. It's how
Man,
we
blah,
look
blah,
at it.
blah.
It's how
Stop
we
trying
heal.
to intellectually explain ignorance, man. Just say y'all niggas is ignorant and y'all ignoring what was said. Don't try to intellectually explain your ignorance. Fuck out of here.
And that's what he's really stuck on. Like, make sure that you learning something, though. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of information. So everybody still got their good positives, and everybody still got their negatives about how they address their positives. So you gotta get what I'm saying? That makes it the worst way, especially if it ain't necessary. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it do be necessary to flash out on the motherfucker, though. I ain't gonna even lie. Because them motherfuckers really calm down and be like, damn, okay, I get it.
So in other words, when I tell y'all this truth, now y'all talking about the real, not the bullshit.
I've dealt with his kind. Like, you tell them something, and then they'll find something else. Like, it's going to be an ongoing. I don't work like that. I don't operate like that.
You bloodsuck people knowledge, and then you just come in and oppose what they say. That's how you work. So you can't go back and forth dropping knowledge for knowledge because you don't have it.
That's how I operate, because I know that I'm not going to get nowhere if I keep on battling against you. Or
you can't debate because you have no knowledge or wisdom. That's the fact of the matter, not your weak ass excuses you're trying to make right now.
Nah, I can't say that.
Okay, so look, check this out, me either. So look, at the end of that's why I say if you don't mind. But at the end of the day, tapping into that right there is a frequency that most women need to be on, regardless of if you're a Christian, Muslim, I don't give a fuck who you is. Is you submissive to nature? Is you submissive to the understanding of the order?
And that's why he trying to simp for her, because he thinks she's submissive. No, nigga, she's fucking ignorant. She's not submissive. She's ignorant. And she has no knowledge. That's why she has nothing to say in return of all of the shit you saying. And even though you try to agree with me halfway, because you playing both sides of the fence, even though you try to agree with me, she's not going to agree with what you agree with me because she don't agree with me, nor does she agree with you. So she's not even going to agree with you agreeing with something true. See what I mean, bro? So at the end of the day, she don't agree with shit. Duh.
Hey, I ain't gonna argue with you. Talk to yourself. I still love you, though. Damn, for real? Just like that. You get what I'm saying? And that'll make a nigga come out his way.
Oh, shut up,
you get what I'm saying?
Shut up. You corny.
Unconditional love and respect and humbleness.
No, you talking about catering bullshit to try to get some likes or think you getting in with this woman here. This nigga be all over this app trying to impress these fucking ignorant ass women on Bigo. These women ain't trying to learn shit. If they were learning something, they would have wisdom. The black woman is wisdom. which means that if you listen to all of these black men's knowledge, you should have the mental capacity to develop some wisdom.
That ain't that person.
Like, come on.
All right.
Yeah, it's not. But
It's
speaking about certain things.
Hey, man, it's free game, man. I need more
See?
wives, man. I'm in the poly, man. I'm
See?
sorry.
Didn't I just say that?
From the jump.
See what I mean? The truth is coming. Did I just say that? He trying to get some women. See? Like, see what I'm talking about? How come I could say these things before it come out of their mouth? Am I a mind reader, or do I just know the truth? See what I'm saying? And being that I know the truth, I cut off the nonsense immediately. So it's not that I'm in my ego, I'm emotional. No, I cut off the bullshit immediately because I already know this, man. I've been doing this 20-something years, man. I'm a black psychologist without a white scholarship. I know the minds of black people, man. I know the minds of our people. I know how we do, especially 85% and the 10%. I know how y'all get down.
The one thing about a woman, I was telling about women about their powers. Yeah, I can tell a woman about power. She don't even know more than me about that shit, so I can tell her.
Now he's trying to act like she need to follow him because he's powerful with the knowledge.
She need to get control over her emotions before they get control over her. Straight up, though. And a man's power is his ability to think fast, smart, sharp, be on his feet, you know what I'm saying? His heart, you know what I'm
like
saying?
me? Like me? Yeah.
Being emotional like that, the one thing a woman hate, brothers, is when you lie to them. Straight up. They can accept the truth.
Nigga, so why? See what I'm talking about? Now he's simping. You know niggas be lying, so now you trying to cater to her like, yeah, men be lying. I'm about the truth, though. I tell the truth. I don't be lying. Nigga.
That's how you feel, but...
See this simping ass nigga? See how niggas always be simping, trying to cater to these women? And at the end of the day, she don't give a fuck about you. You just sat here and dropped all that knowledge. She didn't even say that she learned anything. But since she's acting submissive, you think that she's a good woman. No, nigga. Like I tell you Hebrew niggas, how them Hebrew Israelite women be running game on y'all dumb niggas. They sit there and be like, yeah, the Bible says we supposed to be submissive to the man. We not supposed to speak and blah, blah, blah. No, they don't speak because they got no knowledge. They got nothing to say. And at the same time, they'll give you that false thought that you got control over them. But in their scripture, God is over you. So at the end of the day, nigga, when you try to exalt authority, what do they tell you? Nigga, you ain't Jesus. Nigga, you ain't God. Or nigga, you ain't the daddy that I never had. See what I'm saying? That's what she tell your black ass at the end of the day. So as a man, you have no authority to exalt. See what I'm saying? But y'all think that Bible is giving y'all some authority over the women. But no, they run game. They let y'all think that y'all have authority, but their authority is placing some mystery God over you, black man. See the game? Dumbass niggas. Y'all niggas don't realize that shit.
From everywhere, from the earth. All knowledge came from your imagination.
Shut up, nigga. You trying to impress these fucking... See, your imagination.
I understand that, like...
No, you don't.
Yeah, like,
but...
It could be perceived as knowledge.
But...
Nature, yes. You can learn from anything, right? But I'm saying...
But...
Majority of the people, when they speak about, you know... like things that are factual, they always end up going back to Egypt. And so,
see?
Do you
Look
believe
at this chick.
that?
Because that's where the fucking knowledge came from, dummy.
Majority of the knowledge came from Egypt.
Duh. See, now what she wants to do is blood suck some of his Kemetic knowledge. Now she wants him to teach her about Egypt, so that she could turn around and debunk it. And since she sees that he's simping, she about to get him to go against Egypt now. Watch this simp ass nigga.
Government in the world. You understand what I'm saying?
But they did wickedness and they enslaved the Israelites because he a fake ass Israelite.
It's like America. You hear what I'm saying? Like the USA. So
see now she's manipulating him. Now she can manipulate him because she sees that he's simping and catering to her. Now she can ask him certain questions to get him to go against all the knowledge that he really knows. He'll go against his own knowledge now to cater to her. And at the end of the day, she's manipulating his weak ass. Talking about he powerful with knowledge. You don't see you being manipulated right now, nigga? You not powerful. You're a fucking simp. Simp ass nigga.
We live in
See,
a
and this is what the majority of these niggas on Bigo do. They simp to these women to try to get on their good side. But yet the women don't give a fuck about your high science knowledge having ass at the end of the day, because they not high science and don't give a fuck about the knowledge really. It arouses them. They bust a nut on the low listening to you, and that's about it. They not following up on the information and applying it in their lives. They're not. Because otherwise you be dating with her or building with her off of Bigo. See what I'm saying? So it's only on Bigo where they blood suck you for your knowledge. And when they're done, you know how women say, thank you, bye. You ever heard that shit? Yeah, you know how women say that shit. Thank you, bye. Meaning, thank you for giving what you gave me. I'm not giving you nothing in return. Bye. Yeah.
It shows 24 seated.
These niggas still trying to teach.
Of government.
Still trying to teach. See what I'm saying? Listen.
Fiction.
Did I not just tell them the tactics she uses? She lets you drop all your knowledge, disagree with something you say. Now you spending a whole nother half hour trying to give her all your knowledge. And at the end of the day, all she did is blood suck you. Don't you get it? Look, we went through 3 sessions already. This is an hour and a half already. At the first half hour mark, 25 minutes, she came in and denied something he said. Then he went a whole nother half hour or another 10 minutes and she came in and denied something. Then it went to another half hour mark. That's when I came in and I was like, yo, do y'all not notice this shit? She been on here doing the same fucking thing. I warned them of what happened. Now they still letting it happen again. Another 30 minutes is going to go by and they're going to try to explain to this doubter how everything they saying is true. And all they're doing is allowing her to blood suck their knowledge, like I just try to warn these simp, sucker for love ass niggas.
Civilization that came after Kemet. See what I'm saying?
Now O-Block is in the building. Now O-Block is the god. He about to break down how all that shit they saying is bullshit. Now watch them go against O-Block because she gonna drop the real knowledge, not simping and catering to this fucking woman.
Sumer, right? Sumeria.
Watch.
When you break it down, it's Sumer and King Semerkit, 5th king, 1st dynasty.
Now come on, O-Block, don't let me down, man. Don't let me down, brother.
What else? So you see, Egypt, they were the ones to give the world like government, and then you see the Pope and the church, they copy. See what I'm saying? So they go in there and they take stuff and they copy.
So they know all of this, but yet at the end of the day, you probably still believe in a mystery fucking God. But even though you know all of this, all your knowledge and history was stolen, it came from your people, but at the end of the day, I still believe in a higher power. It's got to be something greater than us.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of plagiarization has, taken place with
nigga, hurry up, man. Get to the point, man. Damn, niggas take forever to make a point, man. Get to the point.
From Egypt.
Damn.
See what I'm saying?
Now look. He just said what he said and gave proofs. The brother gave proofs. Now watch her still debunk what he said even after he showed proofs.
Pictures with your information, because you would have Hebrew Israelites saying that the Roman Catholic Church is copying the Bible, but they don't realize that everything in the Bible came from Egypt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the original mother and child comes from Egypt, Set and Heru. And then the Greeks came, the Greeks copied this.
Now think about this. Now, Isis and Heru, Set and Heru, that was the original Mary and Jesus. Now she should have just learned something right now. Now ask her about Isis and Heru. Oh, I don't know.
Question.
See, watch.
So
opposition.
Who taught the Egyptians?
See what I mean? Who taught the Egyptians?
Okay, I'm glad you said that. Thank you. I asked him who taught the Egyptians, and he said aliens. I'm glad that he said that.
See, exactly. Because she can't admit that a black man has this knowledge. See, she just said, I'm glad he said aliens.
Yeah, I did.
See? She'll agree that some aliens taught the Egyptians whatever, but no, black man just couldn't be this smart. He could have this knowledge on his own. Oh, it was aliens. Yeah, I'll agree with that. See what I'm talking about, brothers? Why are y'all still talking to this woman? You see where her mind is at. She will agree with anything other than a black man having embedded universal knowledge. Like, the black man just cannot be intelligent on his own. It has to be God. It got to be aliens. It got to be angels. It got to be anything other than the black man himself.
Why we stick to Kemet as the foundation is because Kemet is where the best of all African civilizations came
Yeah, but
together as
somebody
one.
had to
See what I'm
teach
saying?
them.
So Kemet was the heights of our civilization. Is where we mastered
Nigga,
the art of
but you
science.
just sat here and told her that aliens taught them these things. So come on,
Kemet is
dude.
the heights of our civilizations. It's the same way the Greek civilization is the heights of
Oh my
European
God, man.
civilization.
Yo,
It's the same.
that's not necessarily true though, because the pyramids over in North America
Are older
and
than the
South
ones in
America
Egypt.
are way bigger, and Kemet was actually a sister of the civilizations we had going on over here as far as.
Listen, y'all, to basically sum that up, we had what was called cultural diffusion. People spread to different lands and spread their culture and their knowledge and philosophy and trade and all that good stuff. Simple.
That's where the Egyptians got all their information from.
So we can see here that pyramid building began in Central Africa, right? The pyramids, the first pyramids, it was made from adobe clay, right? So it wasn't made of stone; it was made of clay. It was made to imitate nature, the mountains. See what I'm saying? Everything was made to imitate nature. See what I'm saying? And then
The first one was a mound. We had mounds over here in North America.
The mound
The
builders.
mounds over here in North America.
The mound builders, the serpent mounds.
As advanced as the Toltecan pyramids, which is bigger than the one and older than any of the pyramids that are found in Egypt. And there's even pyramids that are still aren't even uncovered.
I hear what they're saying, but technically, mounds are not pyramids. They're shaped similar and they hold some of the same purposes, but a mound and a pyramid are not the same exact thing. Just putting that out there.
From North America, and pretty much the whole history was been put in reverse. You get what I'm saying?
That's a
See,
part of why supremacy.
and this is a good conversation because you got actually intelligent brothers on the panel, but the host herself is not intelligent at all. And like I said, after all this information, like, come on, y'all, it's going on 2 hours now, an hour and 45 minutes. All of this information you've been hearing, right? And she'll still say some shit like, oh, I'm glad he said that, aliens. Yeah, I'm glad he said that. Why are you glad he said that? Because, like I said, all of these intelligent black brothers on the panel, she gives them no credit for all of their knowledge and intelligence and truth. She will attribute all of this stuff that they know to some fucking aliens. See what I'm saying? Oh, but I'm emotional. I'm in my ego. When she's basically discrediting all of these brothers for all of the information that they're presenting. She discredits it by putting it on some fucking aliens. See what I'm saying? Oh, I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he said that. Yes, you're glad. It makes you happy inside that he said something that takes away the credit from the original black man. So you will agree with anything that doesn't acknowledge that the black man did it himself. Anything that alludes to that, you are happy about that. See what I'm saying? So black men, all you black men on this panel, realize, like I said in the beginning, you're getting blood sucked. Your information is being wasted. And her job is, like I said, to lure you in so Bigo can watch you. Now, like I said, she said, oh, Bigo's watching him too, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, I know what to say. I know how to speak. I know how to rightly divide things. I know how to speak. You understand what I'm saying? Where I can tell real deep sciences and not at the same time make myself seem like some kind of threat to the government. See what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how to move. I know how to move. And like I told you, they've been watching me. What am I scared? Am I afraid? Ooh, the white man's watching me. You live your life in fear. Because you believe in a white man as your God. A white man is your superior being, your supreme being. So you have fear of the white man and him watching you and whatever. I don't.
Came to Earth to have black people as slaves to mine gold.
Oh,
That's
here we
why they
go
love
with
it.
the Anunnaki
Because
shit.
they want us to have this slave image.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? And that's why I can't get down.
He made up that whole Inky and little shit.
I'm saying,
See, but he contradicted himself because he the same nigga that just said he agreed that aliens taught the Egyptians this shit. That's the same thing with that Anunnaki shit.
Aliens coming to Earth to enslave my people and have us as fucking slaves to mine gold. That makes no sense to me. So why would I subscribe? I would never subscribe to that.
Nigga, you just said aliens came and helped the Egyptians do whatever, so you believe that shit too.
Like, I don't think the Anunnaki, they enslaved. Well, it does talk about them having a human's mind for gold and shit. But I think the Anunnaki, that's what we connected to. Like, just like in the Bible, when it says, let us make man in our image. Now, when it's talking about that, it's talking about the melanated woman and female making these other nations.
Oh, shit. G-Money in the building now. He a house nigga for the Muslims. He's their Bilal. He sits over there being the black Muslim up under a bunch of Arabs and whatever they are over there. He plays the Bilal. He plays the slave for the Muslims. G-Money in the bottom thing there. Yeah, he's a Muslim house nigga.
Something else yesterday.
He comes on the panel, Allah, so what the pana, Allah, blah, 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 talking all that fucking fake Arab shit. Yeah, being a house nigga for the Muslims.
Aliens, like, is what we think they are. I feel like it's a prehistoric.
Nigga, shut up. I'm so tired of hearing this 10%, nigga.
Prehistoric. That means all your history, before your history.
Duh.
Before you even start
History is his story. So prehistoric is before his story. Before the white man told you what it was, we told you what it was. That's what prehistoric means.
I'm talking about 20 feet tall men, like 30 feet, 20 feet.
Anyway, I had enough of this, but basically, like I just said, you notice how after everything they say what they say, all she does is come in every once in a while, disagree with something, and then here they go, trying to make her agree. I told y'all that a whole hour ago, and they still sitting here doing the same fucking thing I just told them about.
Giant compared to these motherfuckers. Shaq ain't shit. Shaq a midget. But what I'm telling you is that these people
what? These imaginary people you talking about? Some imaginary Anunnaki, There's some imaginary made up shit, just like the Bible.
All of this stuff gotta get reevaluated if what I'm saying is possible, if it's considered through technology, through improving this through technology scientifically, not with us saying, oh yeah, it's a miracle because we don't have no technology to prove this and we're just gonna assume this and conclude it with this. No,
nigga, that's what y'all did with this alien shit. That's what y'all did talking about aliens. Oh, the black man couldn't have done that. It had to have been aliens.
Giants could have had a part in all these big-ass pyramids being built. That giants could still be living on this earth somewhere, just in a different part of this earth that we're not allowed to go to. That it could be a whole different world beyond the wall of ice.
No, and I'm thinking, too, that sucker shit that Bear just did a minute ago, talking about, oh, I came on this panel, he told me don't come on the panel, Nigga, when I did that in defense of Will Rise, because he was coming on trying to, let me tell you, and I said, hold up, bro, you're not going to come over here trying to overtalk me, you know what I'm saying, and blah, 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 blah. And then, put him in his place, and then he felt some kind of way. Whatever, nigga. So now, after all, and this was like a month or so ago, after all this time, he hears Will Rise saying something in opposition to me. He comes up on a panel, yeah, he told me, blah, 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 and then drops down off the panel. Like, nigga, that wasn't some bitch-ass shit you just did, man. Niggas is so weak. Oh my God! Now you got Lucky in the building, Mr. Red Table Talker. This nigga be red table talking with the females and shit, gossiping.
Into space or anything like
that. But
since
they started talking about some Anunnaki, Malachi York stuff, of course, Lucky York, the son of Malachi, had to pull up because he had to justify all the spooky stuff. So I guess he came to speak on the spookism.
On a greater like Some people call it like a greater.
But you know, I stopped even arguing with him because of who he is. This man right here, Lucky York, he's a descendant. He's one of the sons of Malachi York. So I just respect him because of his blood, because of who he is. But personally, he's not living up to the name. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's young. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll grow and, you know, come into, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah.
Exactly. And the moon, when you look at the moon, right? The moon is literally the reflection of the greater earth that we on. Like
And now this is the whole tactic, right? So now when I come on there and I oppose whatever, you got so many people on this panel, on this app that want to try to oppose Lord Messiah, but they can never do it to my face. So once she kicks me off, then these niggas will pop up behind my back and try to say X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I keep on changing its shape.
And they'll cater to a woman, you know what I'm saying, and try to go against me on a woman's panel. But y'all know I go live all the time. None of these niggas will pop up and say what they gotta say to my face.
Shape of the clock, because we're from the inside of the clock looking outside. They already done broke this science down by making Richard Millies and shit like this. They done put the universe on the nigga wrist already. You understand what I'm saying? They done put the cosmos on the nigga wrist in $100,000 watches and shit. You know, $1 million watches tell the cosmos now. You get what I'm saying? Because it takes so much time, so many years for a certain year to turn inside of this watch. It might take 50 years for this 1 year to turn inside of this watch, and this watch got like 100,000 pieces. You get what I'm saying? Just
I get exactly what you're saying. Like, check this out though. Like, you see how that watch is like a disc, right? And then you have the minute hand, and then you got the hour hand. So the way that everybody's spirit and soul is generated and animated with electricity is because the moon is actually magnetic and the sun is actually electric, and they both operate on counterclockwise with each other to generate this electric current that pretty much powers everything and everybody in here.
Electromagnetic energy? Is that what you're saying?
You know, you got that magnet, and that magnet got the north and the south polarity that spins around in the copper and shit. And so you have the moon being magnetic, and then you have the sun being electric, and then you have the oceans, right, being salt, which is conductor. You feel what I'm saying?
No, the sun is actually both. The sun is electromagnetic. It's electric and magnetic.
Yeah,
and the earth is as well. The energy in the earth is electromagnetic energy as well. And the energy in us as man, woman, and child is electromagnetic energy.
Like, on the topic of giants and aliens, like, what I mean by Shaq, like, Shaq, he might have some giant DNA, you know, like some Nephilim DNA. And same with the aliens. When we talk about aliens, we just talking about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? People with higher knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when these Hebrew Israelites, they talk about chariots of the Most High.
Block brought it back.
UFOs, it's basically melanated people in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what I mean about the giants.
Now watch her try to oppose what he said. See? Now he brought it. See? She ain't say nothing this whole time. I know when she's gonna speak. Because I know her mentality. See what I'm saying? Now that old block brought it back to the black man, she had to say something in opposition. See? Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell y'all that? I said it before it happened. Am I a prophet or something?
The Mayan hieroglyph is older than the Egyptian hieroglyphs, or anything in North America is older than the stuff in Africa. And so when you talk about where the Medu Neter came from and all of that type of stuff, you know, that's the first ones. They were showing.
Didn't I tell you? Old Block brought it back to the original black man, the melanated man, and then she pops up. Oh, but wait a minute. See? She ain't say nothing about all of that other stuff that they said. But as soon as you make it, once you attribute it to the black man, she got something to say. She's a fucking agent, man. Can't y'all see this shit, man? How many times I gotta tell y'all this, man? This ain't no, she's an agent, man. Listen to this, man. Come on, man.
Sort of consciousness.
She's a fucking agent.
You feel what I'm saying?
Niggas can't see this shit.
Realms of existence, these beings, you gotta have a specific body for it, just like they showed.
Everybody say all of the stuff they say. Soon as and I told y'all that was gonna happen. If y'all watching this, y'all heard me. I'm calling out everything before it happens. Am I God? Do I know things before it happens? Am I some kind of prophet or genie? No. It's just common fucking sense because I know the minds of our people. I told you I'm a black psychologist without a white scholarship. I know the minds of our people. You understand? And I know these limited, specific individuals on this panel. I know already what's going to happen, what they're going to say. I know all of this.
I ain't even gonna say from outer space, but from different.
And like I said, when the God O Block came through and broke it down, they're going to hate on him because he's the only one standing on the truth.
Even if a Sumerian come back today, they just don't look like us melanated people. They might just have a glow to their skin, like a golden, that golden race.
See, and I've been building with O Block, man. I've been building with the God, man. See, man.
Over by a parasite, right?
O Block
Just
is
like
intelligent.
You have like a wasp that'll come into a beehive and like kill everything and take all the food and shit like that. Like you have this type of thing, like as above, so below.
The brother O Block is very intelligent, man, and he's only what, 23? Come on, man. I'm 40. Think about when he get my age. Man, what?
You feel what I'm saying? Like the religion and all of that stuff was a part of it, but like this whole realm of existence had been fucked up and flipped on its head as far as our whole way of thinking, our whole lifestyle, our whole culture as a being. Like they even separated us. Like we wasn't even about duality or male or female. We wasn't even about none of that.
What are you talking about, man? What the hell is this dude talking about? We wasn't about duality, man and woman.
Realizing that we God. And that's how they got us to the point that we at now, and we just now waking back up. That shit take 25,000 years.
No, it don't. I got knowledge of self when I was 14, and I'm 40 now. And oh no, see what I'm saying? And I'm 40 now.
Can I ask you a question? When you say like the parasite, what do you mean? Like, what is the parasite? Is a parasite technology?
No, the technology is just the manifestation of the parasite. You get what I'm saying? The technology is like the nest. The technology is like, the shit that makes up the nest for the parasite. By the time that shit is set up, the war is already lost. Everybody's already slaves.
You don't think they're trying to take our consciousness or take our ability to think?
Oh, they doing that.
Or free will?
They're doing that every day.
Now watch Will Rise. Now you got an actual intelligent woman on the panel, a woman that has some knowledge. Watch Will Rise say something in opposition to her because she can't teach the way.
Always been here. They're playing a game with us when it comes to technology.
Watch.
All this stuff that they put before us, some of these things already been here. Even when we look at the fact. Go ahead, Oba.
Nah, what I wanted to say, me personally, I don't think technology is the parasite. But I get what y'all saying because they're using technology in an evil way and it can be parasitic to us. But I say, just go outside and look at the people. You know who the parasites is. It's these other races. They can't take the sun. The sun is literally trying to wipe them from the face of the earth. So we know who the parasites is.
What I mean by the technology being a manifestation of the parasite is because the technology is a representation of the blockages that are created by the parasite within yourself. Because without the parasite, there's no need for the technology. Or without the blockage, without the separation from oneself, there is no need for the technology. We didn't even used to have to speak to each other. I'm not saying that Egypt was perfect. I'm talking about way before Egypt. By the time Egypt and Kemet and we was building pyramids, we had already seen the fallen consciousness coming. And that's what
so I just did the knowledge. G Money be wearing them white gloves. He claimed to be a Muslim, but ain't it the Masons that wear the white gloves like that? What I know you're not a mime. You're not a, one of those, mime people. You're not a mime. So why are you wearing those white gloves? Are you a Mason?
It's hot. Same thing. You rise in consciousness, fall in consciousness, rise in consciousness, fall in consciousness.
The universe expands and contracts.
So it's inevitable.
Yeah, I want to touch back on I think someone mentioned that.
Now, P-Pal, look, how come the host is not jumping in? Everybody else has something to say. How come the host ain't jumping in and spitting no wisdom? She don't got nothing to say in the whole conversation? Because she just listening and blood-sucking. Like, come on, man.
Right? And this was recorded by the Greeks, who themselves documented that King Ramses, the third of the 19th dynasty in 1292 BC, he led an expedition to the Americas.
Alright, anyway, man, I didn't went long enough, man. Y'all see the truth. Y'all see what it is. And, you know, I could go on hours and hours with the bullshit, but y'all can already see. But really, I want y'all to see how, I mean, I ain't even gotta show it. Believe me, everything I say is facts. You know what I'm saying? It's all facts. And now, I ain't even gonna speak on that. But anyway, somebody just came in and then left out after they, I guess, try to challenge someone's information. But anyway, that's another thing too. It's like, are you just here to just try to challenge what I'm saying or go against what I'm saying? Or are you here to actually, you know, add on? You know what I'm saying? And then another thing is too is, man, a lot of people just wanna talk about what they know. Yeah, it's cool that you know stuff. You know what I mean? People just want to talk about what they know just to be like, yeah, I know about that too. Okay, that's great. But where's the wisdom, the productivity coming from all of this knowledge? See, I know mathematics, man, supreme mathematics. And supreme mathematics teaches us that knowledge is the foundation, wisdom is the manifestation, understanding is the destination or the conclusion drawn up from the knowledge and the wisdom. Culture is your way of life. Power is how you live. You know, culture is your way of life, how you live. Power is the energy and the abundance and the substance and the influence that's gained out of your everyday culture. And in that way, you show an equality in this world. You know what I'm saying? As the true and living God. You know what I'm saying? And that way is how you build to be born in this universal cipher. So mathematics goes from knowledge to born, 1 to 9. Stop being stuck on knowledge. That's just the foundation. After you get knowledge, you got to do something with that knowledge. Put it in motion. It's called wisdom. Wisdom. See? So like I say, if a person could sit here and absorb all of this knowledge, and after hours, you can't have nothing to say. And then, like I said, listen, it's going 2 hours now. All she did was, in her little interjections, was interject with something that she doesn't believe about what all the knowledge and truth that they spoke. See how counterproductive that is? She had nothing to add on after. Like, come on, when you talk about building is laying one brick on top of another brick. You lay a brick, then you lay another brick, then you lay another brick. That's building. If a person is laying bricks and you come in and you start taking away the bricks, you're not building, you're destroying, you're taking away. You're not adding on. You understand what I'm saying? So every time she interject with her, well, I don't believe this, that, and the third, you're just taking away the bricks that these brothers are building. You're not building. You're taking away, so that means you're destroying. You're not building. And I'm going to end on that, man. I could go on forever with this shit, man, but I want y'all to see this shit for what it is, see the truth, because people, like I say, they want to kick you off the panel, they want to lie, they want to talk behind your back and make shit seem some other kind of way, but this is why I had the whole thing on record so you can see how it all plays out. See what I'm saying? And not just the bullshit that they get to say behind your back. See what I'm saying? So this type of shit happens every day on this app. Somebody will come in with truth, they'll get kicked out, and then people will talk a whole false narrative behind their back when they're no longer in the building. But when that person was in the building, right in your face, you couldn't say nothing that you had to say. You waited until they were gone, until after you kicked them to say whatever. And that's some sucker duck shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I just showed y'all the 85%, the 10%, and the 5%. So at least y'all can now know the difference. So when y'all on this app, if you are presently in the 85% mind state, which we all were once in our time, unless you were born into the knowledge, unless you were born into the nation, You know what I'm saying? But if you weren't born into this, then you had to go through it like everybody else went through it. So I'm not judging for those who are in the 85% state, but those who are in the 10%, I'm not only judging, but I'm bombing and destroying you motherfuckers, because y'all the worst. Y'all the worst. Y'all the ones that keep our people's minds on the plantation. Y'all keep the 85% thinking like slaves. Y'all keep them that way. It's y'all fault. And I'm not blaming the white man no more, for we know what the white man did. Now it's our own people doing the same type of behavior and acting like we're supposed to overlook it, like it's not happening, like it's not what they're doing, like they're not sitting here purposely lying and blood-sucking people and being a fucking devil right in our face. If you dumbass niggas ain't gonna call it out, I'm gonna call it out, because I see it and I'm not gonna let it pass. See what I'm saying? A lot of you might be caught up in the same devilishment. That's why you're not pointing a finger and calling it out, because you're doing the same shit. So come out of that wickedness. Stop being a fucking savage. Stop being a devil, and come into your righteousness so that you can point out the unrighteousness. You understand? And we could clean ourselves up, man. That's what the fuck it's about, man. Y'all want to lay like a pig in shit and love that shit. Fuck out of here, man. It's time to build. It's time to motivate. It's time to elevate. Dumb, deaf, and blind, we got to change their mind state. You understand? I'm tired of this shit, man. Y'all niggas ain't tired of this shit. Y'all sit here with this shit every fucking day. You argue about something all fucking day, and then you come on the app the next day and you still arguing about the same shit? What the fuck did you learn? You didn't learn nothing. And that means that you're just on this app wasting life, wasting your time, trying to go on panels to sound smart. But when a brother like Lord Messiah pull up and put all that fake, false shit to the side, oh man, I hate that nigga, man. He always coming with that righteousness, man, telling us, trying to put us on blast about the fake shit we doing. Yeah, exactly. That's why y'all niggas don't like me. But y'all like all these fake niggas talking about, I'm the Christ, I'm the this, I'm the Jehovah, I'm the this, I'm gonna follow me because I got a fucking gimmick. And you niggas know that it's bullshit, so at the end of the day, y'all know y'all can point the finger and say, man, I knew that nigga was full of shit. I knew he wasn't real. But at the end of the day, you're full of shit too, because you following a nigga who you say you knew was full of shit. So what does that make you? Full of shit the same fucking way. So, come on, man. This is the hypocrisy, the blind leading the blind. And we're never going to get out of this shit, y'all, until we change the mentality and until we actually start putting these people on blast that have influence to lie and manipulate the people. That's what I do. So whether you like me or not, I don't give a fuck. I got a duty, I got a purpose, I got a message. Do you?